Head of Content and a Senior Teacher here at Intrepid English. I have some exciting news. For the whole month of February, Intrepid English's book club is free for both members and non-members. This means you will not only be joined by your fellow Intrepid English students, but another set of characters as well. Throughout the month, we will read and discuss Michael Cunningham's Pulitzer Prize-winning novel, The Hours. The novel takes place in 3 different decades and places. First, we have 1920s London, where Virginia Woolf fights against her rebellious spirit as she attempts to start her new novel that will become Mrs. Dalloway. In 1940s Los Angeles, we meet Mrs. Brown, a young wife and mother stuck in the American suburbs whilst finding refuge in Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway. And finally, we have Clarissa Vaughan, or Mrs. Dalloway, as her old friend calls her, in 1990s New York. She begins her day buying flowers in preparation for a party she is hosting for her dying friend. The Hours is a truly magnificent book, re-establishing Woolf's classic story, Mrs. Dalloway, whilst giving us a behind-the-scenes look at Woolf's creation. Cunningham drifts between these 3 places and years effortlessly. His writing is both fluid and reserved. First published in 1998, Cunningham's novel went on to become the Oscar-winning movie starring Meryl Streep, Nicole Kidman, and Julianne Moore. During the month of February, we will start by looking at the book's inspiration, Virginia Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway, which was originally going to be called The Hours. We will then move on to discussions about the American dream, suburbia, and continuing a character's story. Most importantly, we will focus on these 3 women, the lives they inhabit, the yearning desires, the prospect of love and adventure. Here is a breakdown of the month ahead. On Wednesday the 2nd of February between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m, we will have our first lesson. The theme will be The Writer and the Creation, which is Mrs. Dalloway and The Hours. We will be referring to Virginia Woolf's original text in the class. The next class will take place on Wednesday the 9th of February between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m, and the theme will be Continuing the Story, in which we will read the chapter from The Hours where Mrs. Dalloway lives in New York. The third lesson will be Wednesday the 16th of February between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. The theme will be The Cost of the American Dream, looking at Mrs. Brown from The Hours and Mrs. Givens from Revolutionary Road, which is written by Richard Yates. And the final lesson will be on Wednesday the 23rd of February between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m, and the theme will be Mrs. Dalloway Lives On. Don't worry if you haven't already read The Hours. We'll be reading it in class and taking time to discuss the vocabulary. Plus, there's an excellent film adaptation to give you an idea of the story if you'd prefer to be prepared. I also don't want you to be worried or scared about speaking in a group. I understand it can be daunting, but my literature classes have a calm, fun environment. There are no wrong answers when it comes to literature. Remember that. Hopefully you'll find some comfort in it. You can book a seat by going to the Intrepid English blog and clicking on February Group Lesson Timetable. In the meantime, sit back, get excited, and listen to Morning Passages from Philip Glass, which is a track from the film adaptation of The Hours. Well, once again, I'm Tom, Head of Content and Senior Teacher here at Intrepid English. Thank you for listening to this podcast, and I look forward to seeing you and hearing from you soon.